today's guitar book review is on this one. This one is called the Roger Evans Beginner's Guitar Book. New, easy to understand, illustrated method. This is an old book of mine. The book's actually from 1967. I don't know when I got it, but I think it was one of the first books I got, and I started playing around 1980, so it's probably sort of early 80s that I got a hold of this. And it's interesting going back to it now. I probably haven't looked at it for, I don't know how many years, 30 something years probably. Just been having a look at it today, and it's actually quite good, this one. There's a lot of books like this. Now, I mean, I've got a lot of books like this from 60s, 70s sort of time, and they're all very similar, I've been noticing, but this one's a little bit different. It kind of covers the same stuff as most of the others, but there's, I mean, it tells you on the front what it covers actually. There's things like how to use a capo. Well, that's not in most of the other ones I've looked at. What's interesting there is that they tell you about the different types of capo. Not sure where it is now, but don't include trigger capo, which is the most common capo that anyone uses now, which are the ones that you squeeze and then let go and they're on, because trigger capos didn't exist when this was written. They probably came out in the 90s maybe, or even more recent than that. Anyway, so it's a good book, this one. Like most of them, it's not that long. It's only like 50 odd pages, but it covers a lot of ground and it doesn't go too in depth with anything. So I think for a beginner, this one, unusually for these books I've been looking at, this one's actually quite good for a beginner. There might be the odd thing in here that you'd get to it if you were a complete beginner, and it wouldn't make sense. You'd need a teacher to help you with it. But generally, I don't think that would be the case. I think it's a good book. This teaches you to read music, to read chord charts, teaches you basic chords. It doesn't go straight in with like an F chord on page 2 or anything like the Burt Weedon book. It does it in the right order. I think the right order. In the introduction, the guy presumably that wrote it, Roger Evans, I think must have been, wrote the introduction, and he said that he wrote the book based on questions that he was asked as a teacher. So he was a guitar teacher and wrote this book, and as a guitar teacher myself, I can see that this has been written by a teacher. It's good. Basically, it makes sense. There's nothing, it's not someone that can play really well that's decided they're going to write a book and just bombard you with loads of theory that you've got no idea about. This one is pretty good. So it's one of the better ones. It's not perfect. I mean, I think you would find the odd thing in here that would be a little bit hard to understand if you were starting as a complete beginner to music and playing guitar. But the majority, I think most people would get on well with. So that's a good book. I recommend that one. I doubt if it's in print anymore, but you could probably find it on eBay and that. So it's the Roger Evans Beginner's Guitar Book. So yes, that's quite a good one, that one. Okay, thanks.